In January 2019, private investors valued a single real estate startup at $47 billion. By November 2023, that same company was completely bankrupt, holding assets worth just $45 million. As the company collapsed, $12.8 billion in investor cash evaporated. 20,000 employees eventually lost their jobs, and the firm never posted a single year of sustainable profit. Yet the man who orchestrated this destruction, co-founder Adam Neumann, did not go down with the ship. He walked away with nearly $1.5 billion in personal cash. This collapse was the culmination of a massive wealth transfer. Neumann pocketed a billion-dollar fortune from a business that was actively disintegrating, executing a legal heist in plain sight. 10 years earlier, the post-2008 economic crash left major cities littered with cheap, vacant commercial real estate. Neumann and his co-founder, Miguel McKelvey, saw an arbitrage opportunity. They signed 15-year leases on discounted office floors, added glass walls, craft beer on tap, and arcade games, and then subleased the guests to freelancers and startups on flexible 30-day terms. A traditional landlord commands low valuation multiples because physical buildings are expensive to maintain and carry heavy liabilities. Neumann bypassed this reality by pitching WeWork as a technology platform. He labeled his model Space as a Service, convincing Silicon Valley venture capitalists to value his desk rental operation exactly like a high-margin software giant. The pitch worked perfectly on Masayoshi Son, the head of SoftBank's Massive Vision Fund. After a 12-minute tour of WeWork headquarters in 2017, Son handed Neumann a $4.4 billion check and instructed him to grow faster regardless of the cost. Fueled by a seemingly infinite supply of private capital, a low-margin landlord rapidly expanded across 125 cities. By 2019, private markets valued the operation at $47 billion, completely detached from the actual economics of renting office space. To allow investors to cash out, WeWork had to go public. On August 14, 2019, the company filed an S-1 registration statement. An S-1 is a mandatory document submitted to the SEC before an initial public offering, forcing companies to open their private books to public scrutiny. This diagram illustrates the structural flaw embedded in the company's core model. WeWork was legally obligated to pay $47 billion in long-term lease liabilities over the next decade. To pay that massive debt, they only had $4 billion in committed short-term revenue from their current tenants. If an economic downturn hit and tenants canceled their 30-day memberships, WeWork would instantly face insolvency. In 2018 alone, for every single dollar they earned in revenue, they lost $2. To mask this bleeding, management invented a custom accounting metric called community-adjusted EBITDA. EBITDA normally measures standard operational profit, but WeWork took their massive losses and subtracted basic, mandatory costs like marketing campaigns, routine administrative expenses, and even building staff salaries, to present a phantom narrative of profitability. The filing also exposed the scale of Neumann's self-dealing. He personally owned multiple buildings where WeWork was a tenant, meaning he collected millions in rent from the company he ran. He even trademarked the word "we" through a personal entity and then charged his own firm $5.9 million for the right to use it. The prospectus laid the facts bare. The company operated as a high-risk real estate liability trap, deliberately engineered to enrich its founder, while the corporate balance sheet absorbed all the financial risk. Institutional investors on Wall Street read the S-1 and immediately rejected the public offering. They refused to underwrite billions in operating losses while granting Neumann super voting shares that gave him dictatorial control over the board. Without the injection of public capital, the perceived value of the company collapsed. In just 6 weeks, the proposed IPO valuation plummeted from $47 billion to less than $10 billion. Facing a severe liquidity crisis and a canceled IPO, the board panicked. They forced Neumann to step down as CEO, and SoftBank, desperate to save its initial investment, stepped in with a $9.5 billion bailout package to keep the lights on. It took 9 years of aggressive venture capital funding to inflate the company's valuation to $47 billion. It took the cold, rigorous math of the public markets less than 2 months to vaporize $40 billion of it. The bailout only delayed the inevitable. Crushed by its lease obligations and gutted by the shift to remote work during the pandemic, WeWork officially filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in late 2023. By the end, over 20,000 employees had been laid off. While the employees lost their livelihoods and the value of their equity, Adam Neumann suffered a very different fate. Throughout his tenure, he had used the company's capital to fund an extravagant lifestyle, including the purchase of a $60 million customized private jet. Even as he was ousted from his own failing enterprise, Neumann negotiated a lucrative exit. Between cashing out shares before the IPO attempt and securing a massive severance package from SoftBank, he extracted approximately $1.5 billion in personal wealth. In 2022, Neumann returned to the market with a new residential real estate startup called Flow. Prominent venture capitalists handed him $350 million, giving the company a $1 billion valuation before it even opened for business. WeWork destroyed billions in capital and thousands of careers, yet its architect walked away a billionaire and immediately secured funding for his next venture. In the modern era of private equity, the system rewards founders who successfully sell expensive illusions, completely independent of the reality left in their wake.